Hello and welcome to the AIAMC Podcast. I'm Dr. Tricia Elliott. I'm the Senior VP of Academic and Research Affairs at JPS Health Network, and I am here with Dr. JP Orlando, who's the Chief Medical Education Officer and DIO at St. Luke's University Health Network in Pennsylvania.
That's right.
That's right.
Perfect.
He's also the incoming VP for AIAMC, and so we're so excited to hear about your journey here and what brought you to this opportunity. And so before I do that, though, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Diana Singer, who's the Executive Director at JPS Health Network, and have her start us off.
I'm so thrilled to co-host this podcast and to sit here with Dr. Elliott and with Dr. Orlando. So let's just start off with the basics. Dr. Orlando, how did you get involved with the AIAMC?
Well, first of all, call me JP.
Okay, excuse me. JP,
right.
how did you get involved with the AIAMC?
So I got involved with Joe Yeager. He was the one that said that this is a group that I should be a part of, especially being on the Institutional Review Committee at ACGME, because it's always a natural and historical tie that this place has to the ACGME. And so, yeah, he was like, you should do this. And oh, you know what? And I actually, years ago, I went to a conference here.
Oh.
And it was probably 2004, 2005. And I went to the conference. I forget where it was. Maybe it was in Seattle. And this is when Billy Owens was here and that. And all I remember is, like, after things were done, there was such laughter coming from this one room. And I'm like, what is, it was a great conference.
Yeah.
And it was like, everybody was having a good time. Right? And that is really, I think, as we just saw in the World Cafe stuff and just even being together, right? I mean, that really speaks to kind of what AIAMC does. It brings people together, good times, good laughs, good connections. And it's never more needed now.
It's so true. And
But now, it's needed now, right? Now that we're taking the next steps, we're transitioning to new world.
And wrapping up day one of the conference, and they had to shush all 3 breakout rooms because we were having too much fun.
That's right.
Right?
That's exactly
Isn't that just like peak AIAMC?
That is, and that's emotional intelligence. And boy, what leaders don't need to hire emotional intelligence. So you're developing your emotional intelligence when you're here.
Okay, so you came to a conference, and now you're the incoming VP. So tell us about the gap in between there. What does that look like?
So there was a couple of years that I was really involved in AIAMC because I was involved in a regional medical branch campus, and I worked at the Valley Hospital, and then the same thing at Einstein Jefferson, and then it was again, serving with Joe Yeager on the IRC, and he was rotating off, I was rotating on, and he's like, you should do this. And so I was familiar with the group because of my prior experience, the conferences, and and so that's kind of, so then when I got here, it was, I sent a couple of folks to the NI on teaming.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
And so we submitted a team for that. And actually, St. Luke's was, which I didn't know this until Kimberly reminded me, we were in the first national.
So you go way back.
Way back.
Yeah.
Before I was even in St. Luke's.
It's awesome.
And so there was a lot of history there and connection. So so I had put a team together to do the teaming piece, which was fantastic. Got residents involved, which is another great thing about AIAMC. It brings different people, different perspectives together. Having residents here is great. I have several residents here from St. Luke's at this conference, and they're loving it. They're participating.
Awesome.
They're interested, and that's just a great thing that we can do for them to help them in their journey. And so and then the following year, I got on the kayak, the national initiative, group. And then it was also following year it was being on kayak again, and then this year it was co-chairing with Dr. Gallo, and it was fantastic.
Well, then how did you decide to say, hey, why not be an officer on this illustrious organization?
Well, I was already treasurer.
Okay, got it.
Treasurer of a private association, and so they asked if I could do that, so I did that.
They trust you with money?
I know. Yeah, nobody.
So you're finishing your term.
So I was finishing my term, and that was like, hey, I should be president, eventually president, which is fantastic. I mean, it's an honor to be part of that. And so, I don't know what job I'm going to do, but I'm going to try and do my best. And but I think the thing is that thinking about the future and the vision, which is very much of that ENFP type of that's what I am. And if you ask
I relate to that very much. You're very much there.
I mean, and my archetype or my leadership style is around champion. Like be champion others. Like that's like me. Like how much you love champion others, and I connect with that very much. And so why not? We have great people here, lots of energy, deep connections, different perspectives, and healthcare, as you both know, it's kind of like designing for where the puck is going, not where it's been, right? And so you think about the learning environment and all the stuff that I've learned on the IRC, through some of my other participation on RPA, which is the accreditation for the Council for Physician Assistants. I've run for that for 7 years, and just kind of understanding being in the nursing world, married to a nurse that has benefits, right? Is that the teaming piece is really important. The interprofessional stuff that we were talking about the other day, and then within the clinical learning environment, and then getting those folks together in a structured way, in a organic way as well, to talk is super important. And things like the World Cafe is a great structure and to get people talking. So I think that's where we're going. Like the teamwork, the interprofessionalism, because look, at the end of the day, healthcare is a team sport.
It is.
The team gets graded. You go from medical school, nursing school, PA school, pharmacy school, it's all individual grades, right?
Yeah.
You get to the clinical court, the team grade. And so that's what we need to make sure we're prepared.
Yeah. Well, I love that you have that focus, right? So you're looking at that, you're looking at the future. This is the vision of JP I'm hearing, right? Yeah. All right. Well, I love it. So you take that vision. How does that work with AIAMC and what you're doing here? How does that help in day-to-day life? Like, how do you hope that AIAMC can help everybody in their day-to-day life?
Yeah, I think the perspectives are really key. Like this earlier, we heard a tool with Grover, and he gave a meta, vision of. I mean, he's been living in that world, that AAMC legislative world for 15 years. Yeah. I mean, I met him 15 years ago when I came to the hospital, the Vanelli Sussman trip, and him and I got a chance to talk about stuff, and he had just started. And so to see kind of how he is now, I mean, and you can hear, like, how much did he really even, like, I mean, he's prepared for the last 15 years, and, for, like, delivering talks like that, you can hear, like, he lives this.
He lives it every day.
And so to hear that perspective is so key, because that helps give you a broader view of what's going on. And that's what AIAMC does. And that's why our move to more of the interprofessional stuff. More learners in the clinical learning environment, C-suite engagement. I think having Dr. Singer, Diana on the board, and then Gillian, 2 nurses, super important.
Absolutely.
And I see more of that interprofessional type of leadership coming into AIAMC.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you live interprofessionally at home.
Yes.
So you're married to a nurse. So
my kids, the son's a pharmacy school, my daughter is in respiratory school, one of the daughters going to go to PA school.
So you're teaming. You're teaming all day, every day.
Yeah.
In my garage.
I'm like going to the hospital, medical school, all of the above.
Super mindful.
Totally independent academic medical center right there.
The Orlando Independent Academic Medical Center. I love that so much. Thank you for sharing your professional journey. I'm gonna turn it over to Dr. Elliott. We've got some questions of JP outside of the AIAMC.
Okay.
Yeah. So you know what? Okay. So what is the thing about JP that you absolutely love outside of healthcare? What is the thing that gets you going? That you say, I'm going to decompress when I get home. I cannot wait to either do this, watch this, do this, be a part of this. This kind of just lets me get out of my normal day-to-day work.
Yeah. So 3 things I want to say, and it's a culmination of what I've got over the last 15 years. First of all, coaching youth sports was one of the best things that I have done. I see that as a thing in my life.
That's
You know what I mean?
awesome.
Yeah. So
Okay, which sports? You gotta tell us.
football, softball, basketball. With football was 10 years of youth football through middle school, and then softball was all the travel with my daughter, and then basketball here and there just to play basketball in school and love basketball. But yeah, the football was fantastic. That
You're kind of speaking my language here because I feel like all life skills and metaphors for teaming come from great sports movies and sports in general.
there are so many leadership tricks.
There's so much leadership.
So much leadership on
to
that.
learn
You got
from sports.
You get parents coaching, coaching from the stands.
Yes.
Like how many times do I have to tell them that no scholarships are being handed out today? Let's just be clear about it. No scholarships are handed out today. Let the kids play. The goal is to get those kids to high school, right? After they get through puberty, because the body changes, the mental outlook on things change, and you never know the gem that is on the other side of puberty, right?
Okay, I have a feeling that there is a future AIAMC talk. We'll keep going.
Wait,
Keep going.
So teaming, we're renaming to sports ball.
Sports
Ball,
right.
right? Okay, so sports ball with JP.
Yeah,
Okay,
so,
got it.
but that was always relaxed because, and the second and the third is teaching, and then and so yeah, so those are things that I really kind of enjoy doing, especially now since the youth sports is over. It's the teaching.
Is the teaching of the golf.
And the golf stuff. That
Yeah,
kind of,
we're getting the next season again, so that's good.
Yeah.
I like that. That's
Are
great.
you going golfing here in Tucson?
No, because I have to head back home. But
Beautiful golf course right outside
next
the
time.
window here.
Yeah, you will. So, okay, so you're coming into this role and you've done all this, so you've got the sports going, coaching youth sports, you've got teaching, the passion around that, and you've got this awesome golfing and that centering of that. So now you're coming into this role right now. You're going to be this VP, right?
Yeah.
You're launching AIAMC.
Yeah.
You're walking into the boardroom.
Yeah.
Your first meeting.
Yeah.
What's your walk-in song?
Oh.
What is it that pumps you up and gets you ready to say, I am here, I am ready to change?
So I would definitely say I'm Italian, Roman Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
Frank Sinatra.
Classic.
And I love Frank Sinatra. There's a song on Cheek to Cheek, which is fantastic. I absolutely love.
That's a great one. That's a great one. Yes.
The New Orleans, and you hear the saxophone in the middle of the street singing Cheek to Cheek, and it's just like
TV song too.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I love that.
Wait, do you have a theme song for your new officer position? Do we have a theme song? Is that what I just heard?
I don't know. We could do it.
I think a theme song would be solid.
We
Fosters belongingness.
Yeah, he watches belongingness. Right. You can do like my way, but that's not as. I want to make it more team.
Absolutely.
So so I think, and that's a duet, by the way. The Cheek to Cheek is Louis Armstrong and
no, I think it was it Ella?
Ella.
It might have been. I can't remember. Ella.
Let's go with that. Cheek to Cheek. It is.
That was a little bit of a plot twist. I was expecting like jock jams or something. So there's a depth to you that we can appreciate for sure.
I love it. What else do you want to ask our wonderful guest here?
Well, I think yeah, for sure. I think it speaks so much to your involvement with both the AIAMC, the AAMC, and the ACGME. So what advice would you give to somebody that wants to get involved at a national level?
Great.
There's a great question. Probably try to volunteer for stuff. Get out there. I mean, like I looked at so how did I get involved in RPA? So I got involved in RPA because the university, the sales university, they told me they needed a public member. The RPA needed a public member, and that they would sponsor it. The only reason why that happened is because they had a good relationship. We would make time for them. So I guess you said it earlier. You never know. You said earlier. Like you never know because of that movie that she recorded. And years later, you never know who's watching. You never know. You never know who's watching. You never know.
You know the opportunity. You never know where your paths may cross again.
That's right. And so and there's many people that I work that we have constantly for 10 years. terms of rapport and now
Relationships
Nine.
matter.
They matter, and there's so many different people now I've come back to, and sometimes I say to myself, was I what kind of experience did they have in my presence? Was it a good experience? Was it uplifting? Was it memorable? Think about was it positive? And it's nice to be able to say majority of us. And there's a couple.
Always a couple.
Majority, it's they had a good experience, and then maybe 10 years later, so work with them, laugh with them, that kind of stuff. So I would say that is probably just leave with that intention.
People are what matter.
Yeah,
They are.
absolutely. Never know who you're gonna run into.
You never
That's
know.
perfect.
Oh my gosh, this has been a pure joy, and I think it totally epitomizes the fact that AIAMC, lots of laughter, lots of joy. We have a great time. This is a great organization. I'm so happy about you taking the helm of leadership here and moving this forward. And your future is just what you paint for the future is incredibly bright. So thank you, JP. Thanks, Diana.
Yes, I'm so excited as the youngster, as Shelley called me earlier, on the board of directors. I know with you in your position, just bright things ahead. So excited to be part of the journey. And thanks for joining us here.